what it was. Y'all know who it is. And y'all tuned in with priceless knowledge of self. And this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight, man. And say, I hope everybody feeling lovely. Yeah, I hope you locked in because it's time to get to the money. Oh, it's time to get to the money. That's because this right here, this a little something about those people that have their sun in the second house of their natal chart. Yeah. And see, before we actually go there, if you don't know my style, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about the sun. I'm going to give y'all a little information about the energy that comes along with it and how it might affect you. Then after that, I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown of what the second house of the astrological chart is actually all about. And then after that, we're going to bring it to a climax, a crescendo, which is actually my forte. So, without wasting any more time, let's get it cracking. So the sun, this is the planet of self. It rules the sign of Leo in the 5th house of the zodiac chart. And if you ask me, when we talk about the sun, as it puts forth light, it also brings forth life. Okay. In astrology, the sun represents oneself, one's personality and ego, the spirit, and what it really takes to make each one of us individually unique. That's what it's all about. It's our identity, and it can really speak to our creative ability and the power that we possess to meet the challenges of everyday life. And, our natural father, mainly our male children, and a lot of the major male influences in our life can all come under the sun's realm, man. The sun's energy is forceful, and people's core being is here, and it's through its will that we kind of learn to manifest ourselves in this world. Okay. At least this physical world. The sun is majestic. Hell. It rules royalty. Hell, it even exudes it too. And, it's also all about our health and our well-being. And, it's the sun that brings strength to all the other planets in our chart. So it's really all about strength and well-being. And it plays a pivotal role in the big three that consists of the sun, the moon, and the rising. Okay. And, it spends about a month in each sign. Now, when we're talking about the house placement of the sun, which is where we're at right now, this is going to have a physical, a psychological, and a spiritual significance in your life. This is your natural arena of expression. You know what I'm saying? This is where you do your best shit. This is where the sun is shining its light. This is where your being is focused on on this plane of existence. Pardon me. And so when we're talking about the second house, the second house is ruled by Venus again, like the 7th house we just talked about. And this is also ruled by Taurus, though. And it kind of symbolizes what the self has to work with materially in this life. Okay. Our possessions, our money, our physical resources, they're all found here. Okay. And it can represent our desires and our values. And planets placed here, they operate in the field of material needs. And they also indicate what we value most and what we desire most. And also don't forget that the second house rules over the throat. So this has a lot to do with how you speak. Now, it's not your communication style like the third. A lot of people get it mixed up. But how your voice sounds, other things like that, that actually comes from the second house. A lot of people don't speak on that because Taurus does rule the throat. So that's something a lot of people don't speak on. And so when we talking about putting the sun in the second, man. Oh, man. Hey, this was a doozy. I mean, it's a doozy. And, just like it sounds, it's a pretty strong indicator of financial success too, because, to be honest, besides Venus and Jupiter, the planets of money and luck respectively, this is probably one of the best planets to have placed here. Real talk, man. It's a beautiful thing for real. And so when you think about it like that, man, the most prominent trait for these people is that little uncanny knack for money, man, and for dealing with finances and probably, having above average earning potential. Yeah. That's what it comes with this one, man. It's like these motherfuckers right here just instinctively know how to get money, as well as, how to make the most out of a dollar, which often makes them, probably some of the most shrewd businessmen that you'll ever have to deal with. Period, man. These are those little kids with the lemonade stands when we was little kids, man. And, the baseball cards that, they trying to make a profit out of and instead of playing with. These are little kids that, are really trying to make that allowance, man. They trying to get it and make it multiply, man. They just notice opportunities to make money around them where a lot of people might not see it, man. They don't think in those types of terms. But these folks here, they think in those type of terms. They bout some money. There's somebody who bout some money. Best believe, man. And don't forget that the sun also represents the father, like we just said. And so this one might suggest that, they might even come from some money. They might come from some money too, man. And, in some cases, it just might be because of that they be fortunate enough to have been taught the ins and out of business and, and how to deal with finances, especially large sums of money where a lot of people wouldn't know what to do with it. So if they ever do come into it or they do get it, it doesn't multiply. They mess it all off. Not them. Not them, man. And, even if they already come from money, I'm telling you, having the sun here is still also going to indicate individuals who are completely capable of financial independence on their own. Okay. And, and to be able to get things off their own merits. And a lot of them still end up wealthy or at least financially stable, to a very, very, very still degree. When I say stable, I mean they is good, very early on in life, man. And, there's a lot with this placement too that I've seen who actually become some kind of authority because people respect them so much. And, there's also a lot, who end up, entering what some would to refer as high society. You know what I'm saying? And then, end up becoming a valuable source of financial advice and, an excellent appraiser of worth. So, yeah, it comes with some blessings, this one. It really does. And, plus, when I think about this, a second house sun, it really makes for an extremely generous friend that can always be counted on when the rubber meets the road. And, I respect that to the fullest too. I really do. And look, man, people with this placement right here, man, they just know how to make money. They just know how to make money. And, that's undeniable about them. But also don't forget that the sun rules the sign of Leo too. Don't forget that. So, when you add that royal flair to the mix, best believe they know how to spend it too. They know how to spend it too. Cause this one also, it does point to somebody that has expensive taste and somebody who really finds joy in living a lavish lifestyle. Like, yeah, they bout that, man. And they really thoroughly enjoy luxury. That's what it's all about. And they like letting it be known that they got that paper. They gonna let you know that they got that paper, man. So straight up, man, second house sun motherfuckers that, they make a lot of money. And, most of them consider it an essential part of their life to enjoy that shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause, we also can't ever forget that Taurus, this is the Venetian bull. This is the Venetian bull. And, what I mean by that, is it's all about indulgence, baby. And it's all about hedonism. Both of these energies. The Leo energy can be all about that. And this Taurus energy can be all about that, man. It can be all about that. So these motherfuckers here are going to want to ball out on the finest that this material plane has to offer. I mean that. And, a lot of times they ain't even got to worry about ended up in poverty because of that, man. And, but I say this, it still wouldn't hurt to, save some money every now and then. My Pluto in the first house and my Mars in Capricorn just says save some money every now and then. My Venus in Leo says, if you got this placement and you balling out like that, we need to be stunned together. Okay. Mercury in Leo too, man. In the 10th house too. So I want it to be seen. So, hey, holla at your mans. Holla at the God. And hey, another thing. This is something else too, man. You know, the sun is also associated with the self-esteem in astrology. So with the sun here, man, you know, there's this tendency to identify themselves with their possessions. So, you know, feeling like they're not making enough money for whatever reason, you know, it can actually have a real adverse effect on their self-confidence with this one. But, you know, on the other hand, when they up and when they own, you know, when they own, nothing makes them feel more powerful and, you know, and more awesome, you know, just more full of life and vibrant and proud, you know, which I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I definitely understand it and respect it. Best believe. And lastly, let me also say that, you know, if this placement of the sun, you know, if it's used correctly, it can make a motherfucker get if it's used incorrectly, pardon me, it can make y'all get real motherfucking possessive and materialistic, okay? And, you know, real caught up with your head stuck up your own ass. And, hey, don't do that, man. Let's try to keep a handle on that, because it's essentially important to learn that although money is absolutely essential in this life, you know, material gain, it absolutely can't be the ultimate goal of a spiritual existence. You feel me? It just can't. Because whatever you gain materially, unfortunately, you can't take it with you. And you're an eternal being, whether you know that or not, man. So that's something to consider. And on a little side note, if the sun isn't afflicted here, you know, you need to know that these are straight up individuals who, you know, always keep their word. They always keep their word. They're about that. When I say that throat, this is what this means, man. You know, there ain't no froth or fluff here either. Okay? They're about results. They're all about results. And they're also the type that if you say you're going to do something, they expect you to do it. Or it might be some issues, but I don't know. I do know that even if it don't play out like that, just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. And what I mean is, hey, you don't have to believe a word I just said. You can think I'm full of crap. If it don't resonate, I'm sorry, you know, or maybe I'm not sorry, but I did my work. I've done my part. I've shared my love. The rest is on you. And, you know, we all have all this energy available to us. What you do it is what you do. And even beyond that, it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. And that's a priceless knowledge in itself. And there's been some priceless knowledge of self. Hey, if y'all fooling with me on any level, y'all need to be liking, share, and subscribe. I mean, I'm not getting enough interaction. I got plenty of subscribers, and that feels great. But if you watch the video, hey, man, leave a comment. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. If you didn't dislike it, hit the dang like button, man. I'm needing more interaction, okay? YouTube is all about interaction. So I'm needing that from y'all. If y'all fool with me at all, man, show me some love for real and keep it real. If y'all are interested in astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below or you can email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Okay? Hey, I appreciate all the love and support. Remember that green is for the money, gold is for the honey. We out.